If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Tuesday, June 11th, 2013. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Joining me shortly in the Finis Monitor will be Paralympic champion Ian Silverman. He's getting ready for the International Paralympic Committee's World Championships, which will take place in Montreal in mid-August. And Ian joins us now from Baltimore, Maryland. Ian, it's good to see you. How are you?
Good, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So I know it's been 9 months since the Paralympics, but how does it feel to have the title Paralympic champion attached to your name?
Well, at first it took a little bit of getting used to because it was still kind of strange to me. But now I kind of am getting used to hearing that when they call my name. So still feels pretty good.
And now, pretty soon, you're going to be going to the World Championships, and hopefully, you'll have World Champion attached to your name. How's training going?
Yeah, training has been going very well. We recently got back from the Olympic Training Center in Colorado, and now we have a good long stretch of training in between us to get prepared for World Champs.
As a distance swimmer, what does it feel like to be training at altitude, knowing that you're pretty much probably doing the same amount of yards that you do down at sea level at Baltimore, but obviously less oxygen?
Yeah, it definitely was took a while to get used to it, but after a while, it kind of felt just like training back home. I mean, every once in a while you get short of breath, but it was a good experience training up there, so I think it's really going to pay off.
Is there any one particular set or thing that you did up in altitude that you think is going to really be the key for you to doing well at World Championships?
Yeah, we did a bunch of real good distance sets up there that really put us to work. One set was 2100s best average, and that really pumped up the lactic acid, and then with the low oxygen, it really put a good hurting on you. So I think sets like those are really going to help pay off.
What was the interval on those?
140. So it was just enough for us to for the lactic acid to build up.
I could imagine. What events are you going to be swimming in Montreal?
In Montreal, I'm going to be swimming the 50 free, 100 free, 400 free, 200 IM, and the 100 fly.
All right, you're going to be very busy. So you're not going to be swimming the 800 or the 1500. Those are the events you broke the world records in April at the Can-Ams. Is that right?
Right, that is right. And I'm actually going to be coming straight from juniors, so I will have swum those events there. So I'll be able to put some times in. Okay.
Well, speaking of the 400, that was the event you won at the Paralympic Games, and you just missed breaking the world record there, just 4:04.6, I believe. So I would imagine that's going to be one of your bigger goals at Montreal.
Definitely, that's a record I've had on my mind, and part of me was a little upset that I didn't get it, but another part of me was just like I'm just happy to come away with the win, so I can't be too upset about it. But definitely that's something I'm shooting for.
Yeah, like every swimmer, missing a record or missing a goal time is only motivation for the next meet.
Exactly.
Well, you seem like you've had a very diverse schedule. You said the 200 IM and the butterfly events as well. So how do you mix in doing IM work with all the distance freestyle? Seems like it has to be a very diverse training schedule for you.
Yeah, a lot of days we will do a big distance set, and then we'll also, after the set, throw in some butterfly, like a little butterfly set, or we do a lot of free IM, so that still mixes in some freestyle, but also get some of the other strokes in as well. And then doing doubles is a great way to, work on two different things in one day. So it is a diverse schedule, but we make it work.
Yeah, it's no. I would imagine there's a lot of tradition and pride that goes into all your training in North Baltimore. You got the poster of your teammate Michael Phelps behind you. What does it feel like to know that you're part of such a club that has such a rich tradition?
Yeah, it's definitely something like great to be a part of. I mean, the tradition's just historic, but it's also great motivation because you know that you come from a long line of just great swimmers, so you want to be in the category of that, and it's better motivation just to work hard.
Well, I want to let people know more about your particular disability. And from what I understand, it's a form of cerebral palsy that affected growth in the muscles in your legs. Is that correct?
Yes.
So tell us more about that. When when your parents found out about it, and how you've been living with it.
So basically I've had it since birth, and I've had a lot of treatment for it. I've had surgery. I've had serial casting, Botox injections, and braces on my legs, and a lot of physical therapy. And so essentially I can't walk flat-footed. I walk on my toes. So that also means I can't stand up straight, just with both feet flat on the ground. And I mean, it's been something to overcome, but it's been I mean, some doors with the Paralympics, but yeah.
So you said you had a lot of surgeries with that. Is that just because as you grow, your muscles aren't growing with you, and so you've had to have surgeries to kind of have your muscles catch up to you?
Yeah, part of it's that, and then part of it's also trying to try to lengthen the muscles itself, so I can get flat on my feet. And also part of the problem is that if they don't want to do any more surgeries right now until I stop growing, because they just started to realize that after the surgery I would just grow more and my muscles would tighten back up. So it kind of be not as effective.
Well, you're only 17 years old, so I'm sure there's a lot more growing left in you.
Yeah, definitely.
So is this something that you're going to have to continue to have surgeries for the rest of your life, or is there a point where they're going to say, okay, this is probably as much as we can do with it?
Yeah, it's never going to be completely fixed, but the best they can do is just make it better. So I think they're predicting about 2 more surgeries, maybe 1 if it works well enough. But I'm not going to have surgeries just for the rest of my life. There's definitely is going to be a point where they're just going to say this is the best we can do, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I want to know about how it affects your swimming in a minute, but other than you said you're not able to walk flat-footed, does it affect you at all in your everyday life?
Yeah, I mean, I essentially have no muscles in the ball of my foot, or in the heel of my foot. All my muscles in towards the front of my foot in the ball. So, I mean, walking long distances is pretty hard. I have to get shoes that accommodate my feet, make sure they're cushioned enough, and I usually tear down the heel of my shoe pretty easily. And then also, because my left leg is worse than my right, I kind of developed some scoliosis in my back, and it makes my shoulders really tight as well.
Wow. Must be just something that really does affect you in the pool as well. I mean, I would imagine something like doing a normal kicking set probably affects you eventually.
Well, actually, it's kind of it helps me a little bit when it comes to kicking, because swimming is a non-weight bearing sport, because I don't really have to put pressure except for on the turns. It doesn't really hurt, and because I'm always in that pointed position with my feet, I'm able to really always be in a freestyle position kick. So that helps. But then when it comes to breaststroke, I can't legally swim the breaststroke because of that.
Okay, so how does that affect you? You said you're going to be doing the 200 IM at World Championships. So how does it affect your breaststroke, and how are you able to do it and not get disqualified?
Well, in the Paralympics, for my classification, there's different sets of rules that people have. So I'm allowed to have a little bit of a dolphin kick because that's just the way my legs work. But as long as I show a intent to make a legal breaststroke kick, then it's fine.
Okay, so you still have to at least try to show that you're trying to bring your feet outward?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, I understand that. Something else too that kind of interested me is that you're going to be a senior at the McDonogh School. A nice little history there with swimming. As you may know, Giles Smith is part of the alumni there. He was a national age group, or national high school record holder in the 50 free now at Arizona. Is there any kind of pride that you have with carrying on that tradition? Is McDonogh traditionally a strong swimming school?
Yeah, recently we've gotten very good in swimming. We became very strong. We recently just won our high school championship for the first time since like 1936 or something. So it was a big moment. And then we've had a lot of great swimmers who've come through and graduated. And as you said, Giles Smith. Then we had Drew Cosgaria, who's a distance swimmer out at Stanford. And then Andrew Severo, who's a great breaststroker, who's actually at Arizona now too. So it's the record board is pretty fast, so it is something to be proud of.
Well, speaking of Drew Cosgary, I know that you were dedicating your Paralympic swims to his younger brother who died recently. What does it mean for you to be able to do that for him?
Yeah, it was just something like I really wanted to do. He was my best friend, and it was hard because he passed away really close to the Paralympics, so it was a hard transition into it. But I mean, swimming's what I do best, so it was I thought it was just the best way to do something for him.
Yeah, I'm sure
to honor him.
Yeah, I'm sure Alec would be happy to know that you have. I saw a tattoo on your back with the Olympic rings and then his initials AJC. So it's obviously going to be a part of you forever.
Exactly, he is going to be a part of me forever.
So World Championships obviously is going to be the focus for you this summer, but now that you're going to be a senior, any thoughts on college? Will you try to swim in the NCAAs? Will you just go to college and not swim at all? What are your initial plans right now?
Well, I definitely want to swim in the NCAAs, and so that's the goal to commit to a school in the fall and continue to train. So I've gotten some letters from some schools, so I'm just looking around right now.
Yeah, it's still very early. We got some time, but I guess the first thing you got to do is win all those medals at World Championships, and then you'll have tons more envelopes waiting for you when you get back from Montreal, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
All right, Ian, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on your world records back in April. We'll look for you at juniors and then at World Championships.
All right, great. Thank you.
All right. So that was Ian Silverman joining us in the Finis Monitor, and that will do it for today's edition of the Morning Swim Show. The IPC Swimming World Championships begins August 12th, and we will be following Ian and other athletes from around the world. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.